Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. What's up, Mr. O here. And today we're going to learn about linear function, slope intercept form, standard form, and graphing lines. So remember the idea here is we still in a function relation. Relation is a set of ordered pairs, and function is a special type of relation. And when we talk about linear relation, it's when a point on a graph. Remember that the line is made up of points there, millions of points, a lot of points there. Okay, so when the point on a graph lie along a straight line, it's called linear relation. Linear relation can be represented by an equation, with equal sign. For example, the equation of this graph on the right can be written as x plus y is equal to 8, which is in a standard form. Standard form is a way to write an equation in linear relation that can be written as ax plus by is equal to c. Those letters, x and y, are the variable of your linear relation, but the a, b, and c, they are numbers. They're numerical value. They have to be an integer. Integer are the whole number, natural numbers. Basically, no fraction, no decimal. But the idea here is that a must be greater than 1 or equal to 1. It could be 1, could be 2, 3, 4. It cannot be a negative number, or it can be, anything smaller than 1. Well, the B and C here has to be an integer. Like again, I said no fraction, no decimal for all of them. Okay, and that's how you write standard form. Okay, so again, going back here, my A here has to be positive, and A, B, and C has to be all integer. Okay, so here, looking at this example, let's rewrite this one in standard form. Negative 5x plus 9y is equal to 10. If you notice, x and y are on the same side of equal sign. They are on the same side, and 10 here is the c. But the problem here is that negative 5, which is your a, technically, it's not positive. This has to be greater than or equal to 1. So what do we need to do to make that positive? So there are a lot of ways, but the best thing to do is I will multiply or divide them all by negative 1. I will divide here by negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, everything. Or to make the story short, I'm going to flip all their signs. Negative 5 divided by negative 1 is positive 5x. 9 divided by negative 1 is negative 9y is equal to 10 divided by negative 1 is negative 10. And that is already in standard form. One more. Number 2, y is equal to 8x minus 7. Again, the x and y must be together, so I'm going to move this one to the left side by subtracting 8x. This will cancel out, and I will have now negative 8x. This is positive y, so I'm going to put plus y here. Is equal to negative 7. Again, this is negative. I need this to be positive, so I'm going to divide them all by negative 1, or I can just flip all their signs. When I say flip all their signs, I'm going to flip the sign. Oops, that's wrong. Oops. Yeah, that's wrong again. Let me do it again. Sorry, my board is messing me up right now. So again, this would be negative 8x plus y is equal to negative 7. So instead of dividing it by negative 1, I'm going to flip the sign here, flip the sign, flip the sign. This negative 8x will be positive 8x. This positive y will be negative y. And this negative 7 will be positive 7. And that's already in standard form. If I ask you what's the value of A, that's going to be 8. The value of B is negative 1. There's an invisible 1 here. And C there is equal to 7. Kaboom. Now, Number three, 2x or 2 thirds x minus 5y equals 5. The only difference between this is that my value of a here, technically so far, it's not an integer. That's a fraction. That's 2 thirds. I don't need to have a fraction. They all have to be integer. What you need to do here is multiply all of them by what? By the denominator of 3. Why 3? Because this is 3 here. And so what? Because when you multiply by 3 and you divide by 3, 3 divided by 3 will be 1, so this cross out. So whatever the denominator here, and that's what you're going to need to multiply each term of the equation. So 3 divided by 3 is canceled, so what's left here is 2x. If you notice, my value of a now is an integer. But you have to distribute this 3 to all of them. 3 times negative 5y is negative 15y is equal to 3 times 5 is 15. And that's my standard form. Kaboom. Y is equal to 4x over 5 minus 7. Same thing. I have an integer here, or non-integer, which is 4/5. And the x and y are not together. So I can move this one first to the left, making this. So I'm going to subtract 4/5 x here. I'm going to subtract 4/5 x here. So this will become now negative 4/5 x plus y is equal to negative 7. And I would like to get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to multiply this by 5, this one by 5, this one here by 5 also. So the 5 and the 5 here will cross out. It will become negative 4x. 5 times y is positive 5y is equal to negative 35. Now, the value of a is negative 4. So I don't like to have a negative. The a has to be positive. So I'm going to flip the sign, flip the sign, flip the sign, or divide them all by negative 1. So this will become 4x now minus 5y is equal to positive 35. And this is my standard form. The value of my a is 4. The value of my b is negative 5. The value of c is 35. Next, number 5. 2 thirds x minus 3/4 y is equal to 4. Now I need to get the least common denominator of 3 and 4. Okay. If you couldn't figure out, let's review 3 and 4. 3, what are the multiples of 3? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and so on. 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Can you see any common to them? The least common? The least common there is 12. So means say I'm going to multiply them all by 12. Okay? That's how simple you do it. That's why it's important that you know how to find or how to be able to identify the multiples of the number. Okay? So here I am going to multiply this by 12, here by 12, here by 12. So my suggestion is this way. Watch me here. Instead of multiplying, you can multiply 12 by 2x and then divide by 3. That's basically the norm. Most people do it that way. I'm going to do it differently. I will show you another way. I am going to divide the 12 by 3. Divide it. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then you multiply it to the top one, which is 2x, so it will be 8x. If you multiply the 12 and the 2, would you get the same answer? Yes, because 12 times 2 is 24, divided by 3 is 8. That's why it's still 8x. 12 divided by 4 is 3 times the 3y will be negative 9y. And 4 times 12 is 48. Is that already in standard form? Yes, kaboom. And that's how you find the standard form or write it in the standard form on the given equation. So when we talk about equation, one of the most common form in mathematics called the slope-intercept form. What is the slope-intercept form looks like? It's the y equals mx plus b. Or in function form, we say f of x is equal to mx plus b. where m stand as your slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. When you're graphing, it's a change of y over change of x. And b is the y-intercept. It's the value of y when x is equal to 0. Oops, what did I do? All right, going back. All right. Anyway, so slope is the constant rate of change between the points. Think is rise over run. There are four types of slope. Okay, sketch it. So here's what are the types. I'm gonna draw it this way first. Here, a face. You know, I like to draw a face. Plus, minus, the nose, and the dimple. Okay. Here's a suggestion. If you have a positive slope, the graph goes this way. So if the slope is positive, the graph, let me draw all the planes here first so you see it better. So positive, negative slope, undefined, and 0. So those are the four possibilities when you describe your slope. If it's a positive slope, it goes like this. So it's going up from left to right. That's why I draw this one here. And negative, it goes down. It goes the opposite. From left to right, it's going down. So it goes like that. If it's undefined, it's going to be like a vertical line. Oh, that's not vertical line. Or like this. That's a vertical line. So there's a vertical line here, so it's undefined. And 0, like the dimple here, if the slope is 0, that means it's just a horizontal line. So horizontal line. Okay. That's the idea there. Okay. So identify the following. Okay. So we are given here an equation 2y equals 6x minus 8. We will find the slope intercept form. Going back, if we're looking for the slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b, the y there is by itself. The number beside the x is your slope, and the one without the variable is your y-intercept or b. Is y by itself here? No. So let's isolate the y by dividing it by 2. Divide it by 2, divide by 2. Cancel, cancel. So y is equal to 6 divided by 2 is 3x minus 4. So therefore, y is by itself. So my slope intercept form is y is equal to 3x minus 4. The slope here is the number beside x, which is 3. What's the invisible number under the 3? It's 1, but that's invisible. And that's my rise, and this is my run. So this will be 3, and that will be 1. My y-intercept is the number without variable on my slope intercept form, which is b, which is negative 4. Some teachers would like you to write 0, comma, negative 4. Okay? Either or is still good to me. So anyway, so let's graph this one here. When you graph it, you always start at the y-intercept. 0, negative 4 is right here. Okay, that's 0, negative 4 there. Okay, and then the rise is 3, so I'm gonna go up by 3. 1, 2, 3, and run 1. Run 1 is positive, so you go to the right. So I'm going up 3, 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. You can also do the opposite. If you here you're going up and you go right, you can also go down, but you have to go left. So means say I'm gonna go down by 3. 1, 2, 3, left 1. 1, 2, 3, left 1. If you notice, okay, this should be 1, 2, 3 over. It should be over here. If you notice, all this point, if you connect them, you will make a straight line. And please don't forget your arrowheads and kaboom. Next. 4x minus 3y equals 6. Let's solve or find the slope intercept form. So we will subtract 4x here, subtract 4x because the goal is to isolate the y. This cancel out. This is negative 3y is equal to negative 4x plus 6. If you notice, I'm putting the x first before the constant because that's the slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. It doesn't matter. You can have the 6 first there, but make sure you identify the correct slope. Here, I'm going to divide them all by negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. This cancel out. So y is by itself now. Negative divided by negative is positive. This will be 4 thirds x. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. And that's my slope-intercept form. The slope here is 4 thirds because that's the number beside x. We do not include the letter x, just put 4 thirds. And the rise there is 4, 3. So that means we can go up by 4 and we can go right 3. Or we can go down 4, but we have to go left 3. Either or, you should still get the same answer. And the y-intercept here, it's going to be negative 2 or 0 comma negative 2. Negative 2 is right here. So what do? We go up 4. Let's do this one first. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Or you can go down. Let me use a different color so you can see it. Or I can go down 4, left 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, left 3. 1, 2, 3. If you can see all those 4 points, it's a linear relation because they are have the same slope. They make a straight line. Okay. If you happen, let's say you have the 3 points there correct, and then this one goes this way, is this a straight line? No, it's not a straight line. So you know you're gonna double check your work because I'm sure there's something wrong with what you're doing. Okay. So please pay attention to those little things. Okay. And again, also, what is the slope here? The slope here is 4 thirds. Is this positive or negative? It's a positive slope. If we go back to what we did a while ago describing the slope, if we have a positive slope, it goes up from left to right. And like what we have done here, the slope is 4 thirds, this is going up. One more here, 4x minus y equals 1. So we're going to subtract 4x here, subtract 4x there. This will cancel out. Drop the negative y. Take note, pay attention to that one. Some kids, they will drop the y. They get too excited. Negative 4x plus 1. And then this negative y, I need that to be positive. So I'm going to divide them all by negative 1 or flip their sign. So this becomes y is equal to positive 4x minus 1. So my slope is 4. There's an invisible one here. So 4 and 1 here, and the y-intercept is comma 0, negative 1. So I'm going to start at negative 1. I can go up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Or you can go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1. You will see all red points will make a straight line. Boom, arrowheads. Good job. Next here, what if you're given an f of x? Remember, f of x is same thing as the y. They meant the same thing. This is a notation for function. This is a y value of a linear equation. So y equals negative x plus 3. Very simple. That's all you have to do there. So this is your slope intercept form. Y equals negative x plus 3. Slope there is going to be negative 1. There's an invisible 1 right here. That's why it's negative 1. And then the rise is negative 1 and this positive 1. So the y-intercept, it's 3 there, 0 comma 3. So you go to the 3 of the y on the y-axis, and negative 1, you go down 1 and right 1. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Or you can do the opposite. Go up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. Connect all the points, and that's your straight line, your linear relation. And kaboom. Now, what if you only have y equals 2? There's no x here, there's no slope. So this can be written as y is equal to 0x plus 2. Okay, because 0 times x is 0, or 0 plus 2 is just 2. And since that has zero slope, the slope there is zero, we expect a horizontal or vertical line. Okay, let's see. Here's how you do it. Y equals 2. Where's the 2 on the y? Because that's your y-intercept. So it's going to be like this. And since the slope there is 0, it's going to be a horizontal line. Okay, so you can have the rise running. You can 0, 1 there because 0, you don't go up or down, then 1 to the right. You don't go up or down, go to the right. Okay, so they will make a horizontal line. So the slope intercept form there is y equals 2 still, or you can write y equals 0 x plus 2. It doesn't matter. The y-intercept is 0, comma 2. Okay, and this is a horizontal line because the slope is equal to 0. Kaboom. And last one here, x equal to 1. What do you think would this be? There's no y here, so there's no way you can solve it. There's no slope intercept form. It's just going to be x equals 1. And means say this is the 1 on the x, and you cannot go up or down, but you can only go up by 1. You cannot run. So means say you can go up 1, but you cannot run left, right. So this will be a vertical line. So if only x equals a number, it's going to be a vertical line. And what is the slope here? The slope here is going to be undefined. Do we have a y-intercept? If this arrowheads or if this line keeps going up, will that cross the y-axis? No. So the answer is none. There's no y-intercept here. All right, there you go. I hope you guys learned about linear relation, standard form, slope intercept form, the behavior of the slope, and graphing the lines. Okay, I hope you learned something. Kaboom.